Hi, and welcome to another episode of Mental Override, where I coach you in overcoming fear and living intentionally. Today's talk: do you struggle with loving others? Do you struggle with giving? Do you struggle with having enough time for what you want? Today, I want to talk about self-care. You see, self-care is something that most people don't do. Do you have a self-care routine? Do you have a daily self-care routine? Are you loving yourself? You see, I want to take a perspective here with self-care because when I talk about health and fitness, it determines the quality of every area of your life. It determines your capabilities. I'll give you an example. Can a firefighter rescue someone from a building if they don't have the muscles? Can a soldier protect his country if he doesn't have the skills to shoot or protect or serve? Can a policeman stop a criminal if he doesn't have the ability to arrest them? Well, where do all these abilities come from? They come from routine, practice, and intentional decisions, so that when it becomes time to act, when we want to have the things that we want, when we need to do the thing that we intend to do, there is a subconscious routine, there is a habit built into the person, because we default to that which we think, we envision, we practice, and we routinize. So why isn't it in you to give? Why isn't it in you to love? You see, if you don't love yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of others? I'll give you an example. Let's say someone around you needed $100 really bad, and the only thing on you was $50. Well, maybe you could sell a part of yourself and get another 50 to give to them, but you're going to be giving out of a place of lack. Let's say they need $100 and you have $100 and you're able to give them that 100, but that's everything you got. Again, you're going to feel or be in a place of lack. You're going to expect something in return because you're going to have a need to get that back. So if you're practicing a self-care routine, you are building up a store for yourself. You are building up the capacity to care for others. Well, how is that possible? Have you ever seen someone who isn't consuming what they're selling? It's like the person giving financial advice who's broke. It's the gym teacher who is completely unhealthy giving health advice. It is the overweight doctor trying to tell you how to take care of your body and yourself. It doesn't add up. You see, when we do self-care, when we take care of ourselves, when we routinize it, we have the capacity to care for others. And one of the ways we can know this is through contrast. Because when you start to take care of yourself, when you care about your own body, when you care about your own mind, when you care about your own finances, you also understand what it is to not have those things, to not have self-care, to not have self-love. And you'll always be in a place where you can know whether you've taken care of yourself or you haven't taken care of yourself. One of the things I find people doing is when they give out of lack. When they love out of lack. You see, true wealth is an abundance of whatever you intend to have. And mental override is choosing the intention for which you'd like to cultivate in yourself and have an abundance of. Would you rather be giving out of an abundance of health? Would you rather be giving out of abundance of wealth? If you were going to go help your friend for the day, go help him build his garage, would you like to go help him and have an excess of strength so that you're not destroying yourself to help others? You see, to the degree in which we can take care of ourselves, to the degree in which we can love ourselves, is to the degree in which we can take care and love others out of abundance. When we're giving out of a sense of lack, when we're giving from something we don't have or hold for ourselves, we are expecting something in return. There's always going to be a neediness, and it makes it very difficult to have love. because love doesn't keep track. It just gives, and it gives out of abundance. Now, some people will sacrifice themselves. They will burn themselves out and think that that is an act of love. But I challenge you with this. If you're destroying yourself for your family, if you're destroying yourself for your things or your material possessions in particular, we talked about minimalism. That's a real big one, where people will do anything to have the thing. What's there left over for yourself? What's there left over to give in the future? You're always going to be coming from a place of desperation, which will change the way you carry yourself, carrying the vibration. I remember when I was working as a carpenter, struggling to find work in the recession, I would take any job. I would just come out of a place of desperation, and I saw myself as less worth than what I was. And eventually I decided to focus specifically on building luxury garages. And in doing that, I changed what I thought I was worth. I changed my clientele. I wasn't coming from a place of lack, and it changed my mindset, and I was able to give higher quality and greater things. So ask yourself, what's your self-care routine? Are you taking care of your body? That daily routine of exercise, stretching, eating are all acts of mental override, where you have intentional choices that will build your character and build your capacity as a person. You see, as we grow our character and grow our capacity, we can hold space for totally new things. The more flexible you are, the more smarter you are, the more healthy you are, the more you love. The law of attraction says that your vibration will attract like attracts like. So you ever find that someone at work who's very giving, very loving, tends to attract good things to them? And someone who is constantly complaining, constantly struggling, is constantly attracting struggle and negativity? Because if you don't have it for yourself, you can't give it to others. You can try, you can give, but you're always going to be giving out of a place of lack and perhaps inauthenticity. Because if you're authentic, if you're truly loving yourself, you'll know what it means to love others. You'll know what it means to give. If you care about your own finances, you'll be able to recognize when other people are in need and know when and where to give. Sometimes we want to give and we want to love others, and we're not sure even how. But that act of taking care of yourself is the first step in loving others, giving others, and growing your capacity. So if you're going to use mental override, consider being deliberate, choosing to love yourself, choosing actions that say you care about yourself, you care about your fitness, you care about your health, you care about your finances. And that act builds discipline. The discipline creates the character that holds space to receive more and to give more. So thanks for tuning in. If you'd like this message, comment down below. What is your self-love, self-care routine? Where do you take the time to give to yourself, to recharge your batteries and have an abundance, true wealth, an abundance of whatever you intend to have? Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.